Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Hearthstone budget deck guide video, I'm going to take a look at my favorite budget deck in Murder at Castle Nathria. It's not my favorite because it's the strongest. I mean, Aggro Druid is clearly the strongest budget deck that you can play. It's actually a top tier meta deck. But this is my favorite deck because I feel like there's so much that you can do with this deck. There's so much that you can play for. Performance-wise, it's mediocre, which makes it one of the absolute best budget decks, but yeah, overall mediocre. But I just find it so much fun because there's so many decisions that you can do and so much to play for. For starters, there's a lot of imp warlocks on the ladder, and hey, many of those imps are like 1/1s or something, so we have Earth Revenant, Taunt, Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. They play their 3-mana imp summoning spell, you play your Earth Revenant, bye imps. Also there's Baron in this deck. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to all other characters, so that includes Phase, which opens up some interesting options. As for card draw, this deck makes use of the Primal Dungeoneer. Battlecry, draw a spell. If it's a nature spell, also draw an elemental, and there's only 2 spells in the deck, and they are nature spells. There's Rock by the Weapon, and there is Lightning Bolt. So damage, damage, damage. And there are a bunch of ways that you can use Rock by the Weapon in this deck, because obviously you have Doomhammer in this deck, so pow, pow, pow. You can go face with that weapon. Rockbiter goes nicely with Doomhammer, but Rockbiter also goes nicely with your Windfury minions, because there's Arid Stormer and there's Alakir the Windlord, so you're able to use that Windfury effect with Rockbiter, make full use of the Rockbiter deal that 6 damage. This is also a deck that can still make great use of Snowfall Guardian, even after the card has been nerfed so many times. Snowfall Guardian nowadays Battlecry frees all other minions. It no longer gains stats from freezing those minions, so Snowfall Guardian is not going to be a minion that you can play and then go face big. But because you have access to stuff like Doomhammer and Rock by the Weapon, the Snowfall Guardian delaying the action can be enough with this deck. And the same applies to Brilliant Macaw. Battlecry, repeat the last Battlecry you played. So Brilliant Macaw is only going to be a 3/3 if you use it to use the Snowfall Guardian effect, but that can still be enough because just delaying things can work with this deck. And of course there's also a lot of options like what do you do with your Brilliant Macaw, because you can repeat all of your other Battlecry effects as well, so Brilliant Macaw is super flexible in this deck. And as for the mulligans with this deck, you really want to start by playing that Elemental Shaman gameplay, just playing Elemental after Elemental, and then later on you decide how you use your direct damage. Do you use it to control the board? Do you use it to go face? How do you stall the game to Doomhammer and stuff? But at the start, Kindling Elemental, Veiling Vapor, your great 1-drops, Sleet Breaker, getting that Wind Chill, great 2-drop, and of course Granite Forgeborn. Battlecry, reduce the cost of elementals in your hand and deck by 1, so just allowing you to tempo out with elementals, which means that you have multiple game plans that you can use. You can use a direct damage game plan, you can just tempo out with elementals game plan, and that's why I really love this deck, because there's so many things that you can play for with this one. And this is what it all looks like in action. Let's see, probably going to be some imps then. Let's see about them imps. Here we could really use one of those Earth Revenants, if we could find one. Those are imps, alright. There's my Earth Revenant. I need to hold back the coin so that I can play Earth Revenant on 3 if they have a bunch of 1/1 imps at that point. Alright, so far so good. We can just Sleet Breaker here. No need to overdo things and use like Rockbiter to kill a Flame Imp here. They seem to have a bit of a bad draw. Okay, they're the Curse variant because they use Touch of the Natrasim here. That's fine. Here I can spend a coin to get a Forgeborn out there. Alright. So now I definitely know that my opponent is playing the Curse variant. Not surprising. I'm going to open with the Veiling Vapor, follow it up with the Sleet Breaker. I want to hold back the Revenant for now. I'm just using hero power here. There's a chance to Wind Chill my own totem. That was an option. but I chose to pass that for now. Some tiny things. It's totally fine. I think Fire Elemental is appropriate here. Let's Fire Elemental that one down. Which means that I can trade here. Go face with this. Let's see. Alright, some Mischievous Imps. Drawing a whole lot of cards. Happens occasionally. But it's totally fine. I can windchill 2 of these imps here. Let's prevent these from attacking for now. Find another Veiling Vapor. Okay, good. Don't want to Lightning Bolt an imp. I might as well, I suppose. I could also trade into it. That is an option. I definitely want the Arid Stormer on the board. I can just trade this one into the remaining imp there. Hero power for now. Go to face for 11. It seems okay. Alright. The opponent has a lot of cards. But do they have any AoE? That one Grimoire is not going to save them, you know. That is so not going to save them. Because we have this Rockbiter right here. Look, it's a Rockbiter weapon. Boom. Dead. We'll open with these. Hi, Master Puppet. You often want to tempo the Arid Stormer if you have the Rockbiter weapon, for example. I mean, Wind Fury is just a strong effect. A quest. Right. Let's roll. A quest rogue. They will have to do for it's going to trade into this one. No. Oh, an S7 agent. That's not bad at all. That's actually pretty strong. Do I need to pass on playing a Primal Dungeoneer here? If I play Primal Dungeoneer, then this can be value traded. I may need to freeze that and draw a card, see what happens. I have the option to Lightning Bolt this one now. Then I will be overloaded for next turn. I'll still do it. We'll take the overload. Extortion. Yeah, that can happen. Then there will be gizmos. Dangerous gizmos. That's unfortunate. Do I have to trade into it? Can I get them to trade for me? Maybe we'll be able to get them to trade for me. Yes, that can happen. If it's not a value trade, then I don't truly mind. Actually, they do get the value trade, of course. Well, can't help that right now. Not a great hand. Well, it freezes all of the minions, so it can still be useful. just in more limited ways.
Nature waits for no one but me.
Oh, you built this for me?
I'll try to hit face. I mean, we have board freezes. This just doesn't grow anymore. But if I can find like Doomhammer and I can freeze, then Doomhammering and freezing can definitely get you to some kills. Hex Elemental is excluded because this is budget. That's Lilybed Lurker is the name of the elemental.
Smells like breakfast.
Alright, now they're starting to get some stuff going. They will use the location, I assume, for summons. I have to be careful about the timing of my freeze effects. That is not yet enough damage to kill me. I have not found the Doomhammer. 15 damage, so I will have to freeze next turn if I don't freeze this turn. Alternatively, I may have to freeze on both turns. How do I deal 22 damage? Don't know how to deal the damage. I think I'll just have to go face for now. I mean, 2 freezes, that's probably like 8 plus 6. 14.
I can't just sit here. Stormwind needs me.
Hi, Prophecy. Yeah, it seemed to be 6. I haven't played on NA for like half a year. Or more, actually, probably. They already used the Fitz Flash. That's good, because that was a terrible mistake. So I will get this freeze turn. And I will get a second freeze turn. I mean, I obviously have to freeze. That always has to happen. But then in addition to the freeze, next turn I will spend 3 mana to freeze, then I would have another 5 left. Not enough to play a fire elemental anyway. Or I can have 4 left. 5 or 4 mana left. We'll do the lightning bolt to the face here. Take that overload now. Does Rogue have a card that handles the Snowfall Guardian? Because I don't think they do. They've used both extortions. They need like a backstab and dagger up.
No one crosses the uncrowned.
They got my... oh no, they got my lightning bolt. That gives them the tools they needed. Oh, and they also got a random card. Okay. That's a bummer. And then the Snowfall Guardian is great, though. Obviously, no, they have the lightning bolt. Do I need to wind chill now? I could also save the Snowfall Guardian for later. Try to get some things going on here. With Mako in the Slugger. They have the lightning bolt. Mako in the Slugger has to be my play. Has to be Mako in the Slugger. Okay. And I didn't want to attack with this. I wanted them to stay board locked. And I obviously didn't want to make this so that it can be killed with a single lightning bolt. But now they will get another It's flash. They can get another Fitz Flash now, but if they Fitz Flash the Parrot, that's gonna be terrible for them.
I can't just sit here. Stormwind needs me.
Because if they Fitz Flash the Parrot, then they're just going to stay board locked.
Choose soon.
They must not Fitz Flash this turn. They did the right moves. Okay. Those were fine moves. But I can't play the Stormer and the Guardian. Well, this has got to be the Snowfall Guardian. And the Hero Power. I was contemplating the Wind Chill. They have the Fitz Flash.
Keep your enemies close.
Oh. Oh. Well, that was terrible. I guess Caps just wins. Too many expensive legendary cards. Can't beat them all now, can I? Actually, I now have the Snowfall Guardian, though. I have the Snowfall Guardian, I have more time. I have more time again. Oh, this is going to get real.
Hear that sizzle?
So I have 10 from the Doomhammer. I would need another 7. How do I get another 7? 8, 11, 12, plus 2. I have at least 14 damage coming. What if I play the Geddon? I go down to 11, but they have only 1 minion left. I have to play the Geddon. Geddon and the Stormer. I have to play Geddon and the Stormer. They need 7 damage from hand. They could have 7 damage from hand. I know they have 2. I don't know if they have another 5. They could. I mean, they have a lot of cards. There's still like an SI7 agent left. Battlemaster, of course, could come.
Stone by stone, Stormwind shall fall.
But we'll see.
So what's the rub?
Either way, Geddon was the only current answer. Because now if they don't have lethal this turn, then I can potentially freeze again. They're at 15, and I have another freeze. Okay, and I can't combine the freeze with other stuff. I would need to find this next Macaw. Let's see about the freeze.
There is little time. Elements guide.
We'll take that. Well played, well played. Here we go. Mage, so big spells or spooky things, something like that. I could have a Kindling Elemental into coin Forgeborn, into Vapor, or I can have Vapor, Well, that Dormant Rush kind of... Does it really solve it? I mean, either way, it's possible for it to... I think this has to be the Kindling. Let's do that. If they don't have an appropriate spell here, then Kindling Elemental is challenging their Diver.
That's right. Feel the groove.
Multiple alternatives. I could Lightning Bolt that into double coin the Forgeborn. I think we'll do that. And we're double coining the Forgeborn out there. Which means that I also get to play the Vapor. Obviously I'm a little overloaded next turn, but I still have enough for Sleetbreaker plus Wind Chill potentially. They now have a coin. They can do things a little bit faster. They really have 3 damage AoE there. We'll see, we'll see. Need to hit in. A little low on resources, if they can clear the board, but there's always a chance that I can find a Doomhammer, and that I can freeze their stuff if they go for like dragons, if they don't find the taunt, and then work my way from there. But we'll see. Hi, Alexander. Well, that was a card. And a pretty good card at that. Sometimes happens. We need to Wind Chill it. To draw a card too. Well, I found the Rockbiter. I have some damage coming in. If I can find the Doomhammer, I think we might have the tools.
I bring the muscle and the magic.
No. They actually managed. No, saving the Rockbiter in my hand actually was a problem. Yikes. Now they have a 2-mana rune, right? They have a 2-mana rune. We'll do the best we can. Should have played the Rockbiter. I didn't remember the Sorceress.
No waves can sink this ship.
Then comes the 2-mana rune. Okay. This is gonna be it. What does it do? So far nothing. Still nothing. 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 That's a bit of something. Alright, so it did a bit of something. But not too much. Time for me to freeze this board. This will unfreeze, so I will have 2 minions available. There was no Brute and a 10-mana spell. I have a lethal set up here, they have to do something.
By my calculations, you need to chill out.
That does something. Sad times. This one has got to be a luckier going phase, right? because I'm running out of time. Has to be a luckier going phase. Okay, now with a luckier going phase, then they have 8 mana. It'll be tough to find my Doomhammer. Okay, they get a freeze. Fine. You can get a freeze, but you need more than a freeze.
That's right. Feel
Next turn they can cast their 10 mana spell because of that coin. So I'll need 5 damage. Or what else do they have? Gedon is not quite 5 damage. I can get them down to 3. That's what I need here. Get on time. They go down to 3 health. They have no minions here that can attack. I have a bunch of stuff here. They can coin their 10 mana spell. But what good is that going to do? Let's see. What dragons can they possibly discover that would help here? Those dragons do not help. Phew. Boom. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.